gentlemen, over on Bounding into Comics, Warner Brothers, The Wizard of Oz remake will feature Alphabet Mafia Representación as part of a story that reflects the world. For those of you not familiar with The Wizard of Oz, who the fuck am I kidding? Everybody's familiar with The Wizard of Oz. Everybody knows what The Wizard of Oz is. The Wizard of Oz doesn't need to reflect the world we live in. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's next? Do we have to have different colored Smurfs too? Do we have to have gay Smurfs, trans Smurfs? What about the, you can take this into anything. This is fucking pathetic, man. Now, that being said, I do know that Judy Garland is an icon in the gay community. If you've ever seen the movie Rat Race, there was a whole bus full of like cross-dressers that were dressed up like Judy Garland and going to like a Judy Garland fan convention. Like it apparently is like a thing. All right, here we are. This came out today. Jacob Smith dropped this article. We're going to talk about it. Here we go. When it was announced that Blackish creator Kenya Barris was creating yet another reboot to the classic film The Wizard of Oz, audiences were puzzled to say the least. I think they've already done this with like a race swap on Broadway or something. But I mean, does it really need to be done again? I mean, you got me scratching my head here. Does this really need to be done again? After all, the 1939 cinematic adaptation of L. Frank Baum's Wizard of Oz is not only a Hollywood classic, but it still holds up to this day, which is true. You can watch that movie, and it's fucking great. So much so that despite numerous adaptations of the story having been done in roughly the last 80 years since its premiere, none of them have come close to having as much of a lasting impact as the MGM film. Now, I've seen this in both black and white and the colorized version multiple times. I mean, the movie's been around forever. I watched it as a kid, like I said, probably a handful of times. I've seen it as an adult a handful of times. However, this reality hasn't stopped Barris from seeking to update the cinematic classic for modern audiences, aka morons. Specifically those of the alphabet community and the gays, because we have to have everything for them. They can't just, Jesus, just enjoy the fucking movie for what it is. If you want to use your headcanon and make the characters fucking be a Tumblrina, go fucking be a Tumblrina. Don't, and I'm sure some out there's a grown man getting mad over the Wizard of Oz. It's not just the Wizard of Oz, it's everything. And then these fucking idiots gaslight you and say, well, you're just like the Little Mermaid, or it's just this character, or it's just that character, or it's just this character, or it's that character. And meanwhile, they're changing all these original fucking characters for modern audiences who are dumber than a fucking brick because they have to,
I can't see myself on the screen. Yeah. I gotta see all the characters that look just like me.
and then the response from the NPCs to that is, well, you're just white. That's why you don't care, because you can see yourself on screen anytime. No, you fucking smooth-brain cucks. Listen. Make a new fucking story, Kenya Barris, you uncreative fuck. Blackish, yes, because that show was that was a masterpiece, wasn't it? And then when I remember Brad Paisley making a joke called Whitish during the CMAs, and everybody got pissed about it. You can say Blackish, but I'm sorry, he said, I'm sorry tonight. Well, you know what, fuck it, we'll roll the clip.
Everybody, there's usually a show on Wednesdays, a new show that I've fallen in love with. It is so funny. And so if any of you tuned in to ABC tonight expecting to see the new show Blackish, yeah, this ain't it. In the meantime, I hope you're all enjoying Whitish.
They freaked out because a country singer made a joke and said, sorry, you're not going to see, if those of you tuned in to see Black, you guys saw it. People got mad about that. Stop changing fucking characters. Stop doing this lazy. It's fucking lazy. Last week, Barris, who will be writing and directing the new project through his Coslabo Ink Society production studio, told Variety his take on Dorothy's journey will give a whole new meaning to the phrase somewhere over the rainbow. Barris told an outlet that his version, simply titled Wizard of Oz will feature representation from the alphabet and other communities in an effort to tell a story that tackles modern day issues.
Then you're not making the Wizard of Oz, you fucking dope!
The original was an allegory and a reflection of the way the world was at the time, with things like the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, said the director. Now we're going to turn a mirror on where we are right now and take a disparate characters from the alphabet mafia, from different cultural communities, socioeconomic communities, and tell a story that reflects the world.
Because God knows the story of a young white farm girl from Kansas is not relatable to anybody who's not a young white farm girl from Kansas.
I think this is the best time to do that, Barris said. I'm nervous, he added. Hopefully my movie can last as long as the original. Laughs. Hopefully my movie comes out. Well, hopefully your movie gets shit canned and doesn't come out. And even if it does come out, I can guarantee you 80 years from now when I'm dead and gone, this movie ain't going to be fucking talked about. Your movie, Kenya Barris. But I guarantee you if the world hasn't collapsed by now because of our inept fucking leadership at the in the government and around the world, that the Wizard of Oz will still be there and stand the test of time, and nobody's going to give a about your garbage tier. Over the last few years, Hollywood has made a strong push for alphabet characters in film and television. According to GLAAD's 2022 Studio Responsibility Index, which is fucking horse shit, an annual report which grades the efforts of the top 8 major Hollywood studios in increasing the amount of alphabet representation in their productions, the industry set a record in 2021 with 12% of all characters appearing across broadcast, cable, streaming, television being depicted as a member of the community. 5.6. 5.6 fucking percent, according to this Gallup poll from just a shade over a year and a half ago, okay? So it ain't rose that much in a fucking year, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck are you doing? 12% last year. That's double. That's double what the actual fucking percentage is. But I'm speaking from in terms of actual representation of the population. That was roughly a 2.2 total increase since 2018. So it went up in 3 years, 2.2%. So from last year to this year, in a year and a half, it probably jumped just a shade over 1%. So we'll say 6%. We'll just round it to 6%. So 6%, and that's not even talking about these fucking idiots that are just doing it for a fad. They're not even actual. They're just doing this for a fad. And don't tell me there's not people who are doing that. Don't, because they want social media clout. They want social media clout. They want this is why they do it, and this is why they fucking do it, for clout. And this is reaching for an imaginary audience because, yeah, here it is. See right here. Hang on. This was roughly 2.2% increase since 2018. The organization publicly chastised. Networks and platforms must continue to prioritize telling alphabet stories that have been long overlooked, with a specific focus on the trans community. No, we don't need to do that. Alphabet people of color, people living with HIV, and LGBT living with fucking disabilities.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
And if you look up those subsets of that 6%, you're talking such a small percentage that whatever's on TV now is probably fine. That year, in response to what the organization felt like was a decline in alphabet representation compared to previous years, GLAAD President and CEO Sarah Kate Ellis also called for major studios to include alphabet characters in 50% of their films by 2024. So you've got to have alphabet characters in 50% of your... So this is fucking pathetic. It doesn't... So half the fucking people on screen are gay when 6% of them on... It doesn't... I don't apologize. Sarah Kate Ellis left. Wait. Tyler Oak... Oh, I thought that was Sarah. This is Sarah. Following the early March passing of Florida's parental rights and education law, which bans the teaching of sexuality and transgenderism to children between kindergarten and 3rd grade, which is completely reasonable unless you're this guy. Ellis made it clear that Hollywood needs to be on the front lines of the fight for alphabet mafia rights and representation. We will call on Hollywood to take meaningful action and will soon convene the biggest brands, agencies, studios, and streamers together with 2 goals. 1, Commit to improving the quality, and diversity of alphabet images, especially in kids and family programming. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, because that's what my fucking 7-year-old needs to see. And I know what you're thinking. There's people out there with gay parents. Fucking cool. Cool. I don't need to teach my fucking kid about that because he's not around any of it. Until the fucking need arises. Why am I going to preemptively confuse a fucking child who is in his most formative years of development with bullshit that doesn't fucking matter to him? Why? Why? You know why? Because I teach him the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. You be kind, courteous, and polite to everyone you meet, regardless of how, curt or impolite they may be to you. Because you can't control what other people do. You can only control what you do. All right? That's what I teach my child. Not by heterosexual fucking leftists and militant fucking gays who think that everything should be theirs. No, these people that I know, the people I'm friends with, that I associate with, you know what they want? They wanted the right to get married. They got it. Nobody's going to take that away, too. I'm sorry. These fucking weirdos that say banning abortion is one step away from banning gay marriage. Gay marriage just fucking, it's in the recent. Nobody's going to take that away. And nobody took away, never mind. We're not going to get into that topic. But these folks that I know just want to be normal people. And they act like normal human beings. Courteous, polite, professional. Things of the like. So these weird fucking asshole militant fucks that think everything has to be gay. If it's not gay, it's a homophobic, transphobic, blah, blah, blah. And I laugh when somebody calls me transphobic because that implies a level of fear. It's not fear. Trust me. It's not fear. And I don't hate transgender people. I don't. I hate the fact that they screech that they want to be treated normal and then wonder why people don't treat them normal. Just act like people like Blair White, who acknowledges that she's a man, but her exterior now matches what she feels inside, but she's not screaming at you, you have to accept her. And that's, notice I say her, because she's earned that right to be called her, not just because we align on a lot of views politically. No, because of the way that she conducts herself.
But that's it. I got a little bit heated, but that's what I got for you. And before you go calling me a man baby who's getting pissed off about the Wizard of Oz being, updated, just stop and think about every single property that's had this treatment and how it's came out on the other side when it's finished. How it was received. How was the lead up to it being released or premiering? How was the discourse around it? That's the caveat to these things. And there's people that are going to come at me, they're going to attack me for what I said, call me all this. I don't care. I don't. I can defend myself. I'm a big boy. And trust me, I'm not afraid of fucking keyboard warriors and by any stretch of the imagination. This is ridiculous. This doesn't need to happen. This movie needs to be left alone. And as I said in the video, 100 years from now, if civilization hasn't collapsed, nobody's going to be talking about a new gayed up version of The Wizard of Oz. What they're going to be looking at is the original motion picture still in all its greatness and all its glory, because things like that have stood the test of time and will continue to, not contemporary garbage that's filled with ideological nonsense and gaslighting and identity politics. That's it. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do all the YouTube things. I'm Temple Cooney at the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all these. If I don't see you, have a great day. Listen tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all day.